Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me here today on the Greetery YouTube channel. I have a brand new suite of tag products to introduce to you today. Making holiday tags is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm always looking for fun and quick and easy ways to do those. And so we have a brand new suite of products called Foursquare Tags, and these make really elegant, super fun, super easy tags. So let's get to it. So let me just start by introducing the products. First of all, we have the Foursquare Tag die, which is this kind of funny looking cross die. It cuts a square of cardstock into 4 square tags. The die comes with a positioning guide. There's kind of an open area in this positioning guide, which will help you place your stamps for each of the tags. And then there is also the Foursquare Holiday Tag Stamp Set. This is a 6x8 set that includes lots of different sentiments to and from in several formats, little sprigs of greenery, and all sorts of fun things that fit on the tags. So let's go ahead and make some tags. So the whole concept behind this Foursquare tag die is that you start off with a 5.5 by 5.5 inch square of cardstock. So that's really important. That size is essential for the tag die to work properly, so make sure you take note of that. So I'm going to position my 5.5 inch square of cardstock in my MISTI in the upper left corner. Then I'm going to lay my positioning tool, the one that comes with the die, over top of my cardstock, also in the upper left corner. You can see here I'm left with an open area. This indicates the space on the tag that can be stamped on. So I'm going to take a sentiment. This is a Merry Christmas sentiment from the Foursquare Holiday Tag Stamp Set, and I'm going to position that in that open area, centering it and arranging it how I want it to appear on the tag. So there's some different ways you can do this. This first set of tags we're going to make, I'm going to make them all the same, meaning I'm only going to put one sentiment in my MISTI. You can, of course, fill as many quadrants as you want to, so that you can fill 2 quadrants, you can fill 4 quadrants, so that you either have to make just one impression, or you can, what we're going to do here first is we're going to make 4 tags that are all the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate our sheet of cardstock around as we stamp. So I'm going to stamp it once, and then I'm going to turn it clockwise 90 degrees so that now you can see that sentiment is rotated, and I'm going to just stamp it one more time. I'm going to rotate again, stamp, and then one more time to fill that 4th quadrant, I'll rotate and stamp. For demonstration purposes, we're keeping these tags super simple, so now we're going to just go ahead and die cut those using the Foursquare tag die. I'm going to position the die on top of my 5.5 inch square of cardstock, and I'm going to center it. And also you're going to want to make sure that it's straight. The edges of the die are going to extend just slightly beyond the edges of your cardstock. So just keep that in mind, and you can see here how I'm laying that out. Then I'm going to use a couple of pieces of washi tape just to hold everything in place while I run it through my die cut machine. So I have it laid on my die cut machine, and I'm going to go ahead and run it through for a back and forth pass. For best results, you're going to want to then rotate it 90 degrees and do a second back and forth pass. Now you can see that the die cut our 5.5 inch square down to 4 smaller square tags. Each one has a hole in the top for hanging and a fun kind of decorative element along the top edge. So that was super quick and easy. We're going to create another set of tags here, and this time, instead of making them all the same, I'm going to fill all 4 quadrants with different images from the stamp set. So I'm starting with the same process. I have a 5.5 inch square of cardstock and then also my positioning guide. And I'm starting by filling that first quadrant just like we did with when we created the last set of tags. I have this pretty foliage frame, fits right inside that opening. Close my MISTI to secure that. And then instead of rotating our cardstock while we stamp, this time I'm going to rotate the guide. So I'm going to give that guide a 90 degree turn clockwise. So now you can see my next quadrant that I need to fill. So remember, while you're rotating, the images also need to rotate. So a good way to keep track of which way your sentiments need to be orientated is to look at the etching on the guide. The name of the guide, the Foursquare Tags, is etched onto that guide. And so every time you rotate it around, of course, that etching rotates as well. And that can kind of help you remember how your sentiments need to be orientated. So you see that as I'm rotating it around, I'm rotating the top of those as well. So you can see that here as we go along, and I'm just going to fill up all 4 of those quadrants. So now when we go ahead and do our stamping, we can stamp all 4 quadrants at the same time. This makes it super quick and easy to make lots of tags in a hurry. You can leave it set up, swap out your cardstock, stamp all 4 tags at the same time. Just like last time, we're going to go ahead and use the 4 square tag die to cut our 5.5 inch square down into 4 smaller square tags. So the 4 square tag die is super simple, and it allows you to be really creative and do lots of different things with these tags. So you can also do some die cutting. This time for this set of tags, instead of stamping, I'm going to take our Wintry Mix die, which is a set of 4 different snowflake cutouts. The Wintry Mix die doesn't cut actual snowflakes, it just kind of cuts the interior details of snowflakes. And so I'm going to be using those this time instead of stamping. So just like when we did the stamping, I'm going to be using the guide that comes with the 4 square tag die to help me position these dies. I'm going to position all 4 of them on my 5.5 inch square of cardstock and run them all through my die cut machine at the same time. I use some small pieces of washi tape to help secure those in place while I run them through my machine. And I'm going to do a back and forth pass and rotate for it, and then do a second back and forth pass. And then I'll poke out all of the little interior details here of those snowflakes before we die cut those into their 4 separate tags. Now I'm going to make a set of 2 from tags to layer with my snowflakes. I have a piece of glitter cardstock, again, of course, a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch square. And I'm going to be stamping this with the 2 from sentiments from the set. There are 2 of them from the set that I want to use, so I'm going to be filling just 2 quadrants. And then I will stamp those once, and then I'll rotate, and this time instead of rotating 90 degrees, since we filled 2 quadrants, I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees so that we can stamp the other 2 quadrants on the other side of our square of cardstock. Now you can't see my stamping very well right now on this set of tags because I'm using Versamark ink, because I'm going to do some heat embossing. Now that my heat embossing is done, I'm going to take out my 4 square die and cut these into 4 tags. I'll go ahead and layer them with my snowflakes and tie them together through the holes at the top with some pieces of twine. That wraps up this introduction to our new 4 square tag concept. I hope you enjoyed this showcase, and I hope you can see all the possibilities for these fun and easy tags. You can, like I said, you can keep them super simple and easy, or you can go ahead and embellish them in all sorts of ways as well. The 4 square tags are part of our latest collection here at the Greetery. It's called All That Glitters, and it will be available for purchase beginning on Tuesday, November 21 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you soon.